Today, we're talking about what stood out for me in a fight between Conor and Khabib. Coming up. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons Part 2. In it, you will learn about boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, clinch wrestling, ground and pound, boxing into takedowns, and takedown defense. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. Today I'm talking about Conor vs Khabib fight and what stood out for me. The first thing that stood out for me was Conor's takedown defense in the first round. Yes, he did get taken down, but he was defending that single leg pretty well. And he might have even defended it if he sprawled on Khabib once they were on their knees, both of them. It was at this exact moment, but he didn't do it. Maybe he couldn't, but I think he could, but he forgot to put his hips down and spread his legs out, and that's why I think he couldn't defend the takedown entirely. Khabib got the double. He switched from the single to a double leg and got the takedown. Then Conor defended pretty well in the first round against the cage. He put his back on the cage, he wouldn't let himself be totally dominated. Khabib was strangling his legs, which was it's a very tough move for the bottom guy, and he can get punched from that position. So Conor defended pretty well there, but he was not able to stand up in that round. But what was important, he didn't take too much damage. The second round was terrible for Conor McGregor. He barely survived that round. First, Khabib did that overhand right with a slight duck, which is a feint to make Conor think that he's going for a double or a single, and then an overhand over the top. So that was pretty well. That's the best punch in the stand-up of the night. Somehow Conor didn't fall down entirely. He even started firing back. But then Khabib was able to take him down, and this is where it was pretty bad for McGregor. Khabib started ground and pounding from guard and pretty fast, pretty hard. He gave Conor a lot of punches, and he even passed his guard, but he spent a lot of energy on that ground and pound, so he was trying to finish Conor, but he couldn't do it. So the third round, the Conor survived. Yeah, and I almost forgot, he tried a Kimura on Conor. Conor survived that too. And then they went to the third round, which was the best round for Conor. He was able to get some punches in, but you could see he was visibly tired. And what stood out for me in the entire fight regarding the stand-up is that Conor couldn't find his distance effectively. Khabib was walking back all the time. He didn't want to engage in stand-up too much with Conor, just enough, which was really what he was supposed to do. He didn't bull rush Conor like he did Barbosa, because they are different stylists. Barbosa is kick heavy, Conor is hand heavy. So he couldn't bull rush Conor because Conor wants you to bull rush him so he can give you either the uppercut or the cross. He didn't do that with Conor. He was disciplined, he circled around, he backpedaled, and then he attacked from time to time. Great discipline on Khabib's part. Conor couldn't find his range because it's really difficult to find the range when guy is always backing up, and Khabib also defended the cross most of the time. As I've said, Conor did get some punches in, but most of the time they were either avoided or defended. So yeah, the Khabib did pretty well in the stand-up. The most significant punch was Khabib's. Also, Conor had his hands low and inviting Khabib to punch him so he can slip and counter, which didn't work this time, and Khabib knew what was coming. Conor did a really good job while he was fresh, and also in the later rounds too, when he was not taking away Khabib's ability to take him down against the fence. He didn't do that every time, of course. He was taken down, but sometimes he was able to defend the Khabib's takedown by placing his two hands on Khabib's one hand. He had wrist control, and he had kind of like he was cupping his triceps, like if you wanted to do an arm drag. So he was able to defend the takedown by doing that. And of course the ending was great. Conor was taken down, Khabib was pounding him from mount. Conor turned, just like he turned in a fight against Nate Diaz, and Khabib cinched in the rear naked choke, which was actually not a rear naked choke. It was more of a neck and chin crank. He was cranking on his chin and on his neck, so Conor had to tap. And after the fight, maybe I'll do another video about this whole mess, which I don't want to talk about now. I just wanted to talk about the fight itself. So we learned a lot. Khabib, it was too much for Conor. 2 years off and straight to fighting Khabib. I don't know if that was smart, but you know, Conor was never the one to shy away from challenges, and for that I congratulate him. However, even if he fought Khabib, you know, even if he didn't take this much of a break, he would stand a better chance, but judging by this fight, I don't know if he could do anything. Khabib was just too much. I don't think Khabib was ever in trouble in this fight, ever. You know, I don't think he even has a mark on his face. Yes, he got tagged a few times, but I'm not sure. I think he's just fine. Conor, on the other hand, is pretty beaten up. And yes, it was a great job by Khabib and his teammate. And we'll see what happens next. Who he will fight next? Will he even fight in the UFC anymore? Will he get penalized? Will he get thrown out of the UFC? Will he get penalized by the Nevada Athletic State Commission? Will he get his money? What a mess. What a mess. It was a great event, but this fight, not the fight, the thing after the fight was really unnecessary, but we can talk about that later.
Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint instructional. The link is in the description.
What did you think about the fight? Did Conor stand any chance against Khabib? I thought he had a good chance in round 3. That was his best chance. I'm not saying he could have won, but I'm saying it was his best chance because Khabib was tired. What do you think? Do you agree with me? What could have he done better? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.